throughout the day. Pro Stock is really going to be a competitive division, and we wish them all the best. From Manhattan, New York, it's P57, Mark Taggart's Thrasher race team. Thrasher getting a little loose right there. They're really running, and down in the water, that was Cigarette Lady, that yellow boat. Hopefully they'll get it going again. And down in the water, that's a tough break. Euromarine Special is out of the race. So that has changed the things in Pro Stock right now with Euromarine dropping out. So this really is going to open it up for Thrasher race team, who we see in our picture right now, and Tough Enough, who we're about to come up to. We've got a battle going right there, 1 and 2. It's too close to call right now. Thrasher on the outside, Tough Enough on the inside. What a battle being waged right here in Manhattan in Pro Stock division. Let's get to Tough Enough, P32. It's a 32-foot skater powered by 3 250 horsepower Mercury outboard motors. This boat is owned and throttled by Mark Weigel of Cambridge, Ontario, and Dana Weigel from Cambridge, Ontario is your driver. And there you see them as they're going around the checkpoint. That's Thrasher on the outside, taking a slight lead over Tough Enough. Tough Enough had a very good year. 4th in Cocoa Beach, 1st in Marathon, 1st in Suncoast APBA, 1st in Ocean City, and they're right now 2nd in the OPT points. But there you see Thrasher, who's having a very good run. But Tough Enough is hanging right there. Taggart and Belgium really have this Thrasher race team dialed in quite nicely. And there on the far outside, we see Tough Enough. They're presently running in first place with a slight lead over Thrasher at this point in time. The Weigels are really doing the job. The Tough Enough race team is also running exceptionally strong right there. There you see the gap between Tough Enough, who's in first place, and Thrasher, who's in second place. The Tough Enough race team would like to thank their Canadian sponsors, Churchill Homes, Hamel Manufacturing, Rideco Homes, Mark's Work Warehouse, Wycon Custom Controls, and Wellington Produce. And I'd like to give a very special thanks to all the guys at Mercury's Lake X for all the hard work and support that they have provided the Tough Enough race team, and it's really paying off right here. Mark and Dana Weigel's Tough Enough race team. In Pro Stock, an interesting storyline. If Tough Enough takes first place, an Ocean Outboard, who's presently in first place in class, but right there, we've got Tough Enough on the inside, Thrasher on the outside, as they sandwich between the Arrow Express race team, who's having a very good run also. But as you were saying and alluding to the story really in Pro Stock, if Tough Enough can hang in there and win, an Ocean Outboard either breaks or finishes in 4th or worse, then Tough Enough could be first nationally in OPT. So there's really a lot at stake developing here in Pro Stock. So right there, we've still got how it's been covered for a while. Tough Enough and Thrasher are going at it head to head. And there you see Arrow Express coming on. However, they're in a different class of racing. P51, the hard-charging Ocean Outboard race team. This 32-foot skater is powered by 3 Mercury outboard motors. This boat is owned and driven by Mark Mahalik of Tucson, Arizona. On throttling, it's John Engel of Seminole, Florida. And that is the crew of the Ocean Outboard race team, and what a crew it's been. They're presently first place in points in Pro 1 in the OPT circuit, a 2nd place in Cocoa Beach, a 4th in Marathon, a 1st in Sarasota, and a 2nd place in Ocean City. They'd like to thank their sponsors, Ocean Outboard, DC Concrete, and this boat is rigged and maintained by Engel Marine, and they'd like to give a very special thanks to Jeff, Kurt, and Jill, the Ocean Outboard race team. Unofficially, Ocean Outboard is running in 3rd place behind Thrasher and Tough Enough. So we've got quite a battle going on in Pro Stock. Ocean Outboard would really like to have a good finish here today to maintain his first place in points in OPT. He needs a good finish, and he definitely would like to finish ahead of the Tough Enough race team. Right now, Thrasher and Tough Enough are running ahead of Ocean Outboard, but we've still got a long way to go and a lot of racing here today on the Hudson, so anything is possible here in the Pro Stock division. So the crew that's certainly come a long way, Mark Mahalik from Tucson, Arizona's Ocean Outboard Race Team, running exceptionally well on the East Coast Hudson River. As has been the story in Ocean Outboard throughout 1992, they're certainly running the same way they've been running throughout the year. They're looking very good, sound very strong, and the boat has a very good attitude right now here in the waters. So from New York, it's Mark Mahalik's Ocean Outboard Race Team. D46, the Lap Dancer Race Team. There's a 35-foot cigarette powered by two 540 Mercury outboard motors with Merc Druver drives. That's Ocean Outboard going by on the outside, who we just saw. This boat is owned and throttled by Aldo Oleschek of Lindenhurst, New Jersey. For driving today is Frank Platt from Annapolis, Maryland. That's Lindenhurst, New York. Aldo Oleschek from Lindenhurst, New York. Frank Platt from Annapolis, Maryland is your driver, and John Manali from Lindenhurst, New York is your navigator. Oleschek's Lap Dancer is presently 4th in the Northeast points and 6th in the national points. He had a 6th place in Montauk, a 3rd place in Kent House, and a 6th place in Ocean City. Aldo would really like to have a good run here today in the Hudson River. He would like to extend a very special thanks to Lead Lab, Machine, Philip DeGenna, Mars Mike, and Northwood Construction, and the entire Oleschek family. So from Manhattan, along the Hudson River, it's Aldo Oleschek's Lap Dancer Race Team. That's Bill Gifford and Jack Clark going by in the Sunoco Gifford Racing Team. But Aldo and Lap Dancers looking very good, and they're definitely trying to make up some ground between themselves and some of the lead group of boats in Offshore D. And there's the Budweiser Race Team, who's really charging hard. We've got a big battle going with Budweiser and some of the other boats. Budweiser chasing down Sunoco Gifford Racing. D33, the Tropic Heat Race Team. This all-white 30-foot Chris Cat is powered by two 750-horsepower Muller racing engines with Merc Cruiser outdrives. This boat is owned by Robert Muller of Lavallette, New Jersey. Driving today is Robert Muller. Throttles is Jason Muller of Lavallette, New Jersey. And your navigator is Robert Muller III, also from Lavallette, New Jersey. It's the entire Muller family making up the Tropic Heat Race Team. They've had a 3rd place finish in Montauk, a 3rd place in Point Pleasant, a 7th in Ocean City, and a 5th in Barnegat Bay. This boat was race-rigged and prepared by Muller Marine and is powered by the Motor Shop racing engines and with Merc Cruiser motors and Speedmaster No. 4 drives. And they would like to extend a very special thanks to Jim and Keith at the Motor Shop and Flips in the Bridgewater Commons. Tropic Heat Race Team, and they are looking very good. They'd really like to have a good finish here today. and they're running exceptionally well. Jim Lausnowski's still in first place in the Extractor race team, but Tropic Heat is in a battle with Predator as well as Instant Therapy and Offshore D. They're running very strong right now. Arrow Express has already dropped out, and Tropic Heat is ahead of Aldo Oleschek's lap dancer, who we just saw, but Obsession and Instant Therapy is right there as well as Predator. So we've got a tight bunch in Offshore D who are trailing and trying to close the gap between Jim Lausnowski's Extractor race team. And this is your second place boat right here. It's the Mullers in their Tropic Heat race team, and they are looking very strong right now. They've brought a little bit of Tropic Heat up to New York City, and they're doing very well right now in the Hudson. Bob Muller's Tropic Heat race team. Tough break for the crew of Tweet Revenge right there. They're heading back in. It's a brand new boat, so most likely a minor problem, but a tough break today for Tweet Revenge, but we look forward to seeing the crew in Key West. But right now we're staying with the Mullers of the Tropic Heat race team. That's Witt's Landing, who are down in the race. Tough break for Witt's Landing in their class. But Tropic Heat is running very strong. We're going to have to wait and see if they've got enough to catch Lausnowski's and Extractor race team. Now we come up on one of the fastest boats on the course. It's boat number 2, Dirty Laundry. There's a 50-foot couve powered by 4 900-horsepower Keith Icard racing motors. This boat is owned and driven by Joe Mock of St. Louis, Missouri, and throttling today is Smitty. There you see Joe Mock just extending his lead so quickly over the rest of the field, and Tropic Heat is moving at an exceptionally fast rate, and Joe Mock, who just went by on the outside, you can see in such a short period of time how much distance he has put between himself and Tropic Heat. As Joe Mock rounds the checkpoint, we're going to try to cut across the course right here and really get a good view of Joe Mock in Dirty Laundry. And here they are. Joe Mock, what a year he's had. He's in third place in OPT points in Superboat for 92, and he'd really like to have a good finish here today, and he's presently in first place overall and in the Superboat class. He led from the start. He's running exceptionally strong. In the helicopter right now, we're going all out, but as you can see, Dirty Laundry is pulling away from us. So we wish all the best to Joe Mock as he continues his journey here today on the Hudson River. He's running exceptionally well. He's going to be tough for anyone to catch here today. This boat is dialed in today, and it looks like it's his race. From St. Louis, Missouri, it's Joe Mock's Dirty Laundry, really putting on a show here today in the Hudson River in New York City. Boat number 33, the Mean Streak race team. This 41-foot Apache known as Mean Streak is powered by C&G Cobra motors. This boat is owned and operated by Bob Gallo, throttled by Bob Cicente, owner of many world and national titles, and navigated by crew chief Bob Shinblatt. This rough water boat, who is running very well today in the open class, now has a chance to get a checkered flag since they're splitting the awarding of trophies for deep V hulls versus the catamarans, which was introduced by Superboat Racing this year. So in the deep V class, they're presently running in first place. Last year at this same race, they had a manufacturer's defect which caused them just to miss out on a checkered flag. That defect was in a faulty sea strainer which cost them the race, and they were forced to drop out. But right now, as you can see, Mean Streak is running exceptionally well here today, and as we said, they are first place in the Super V division of the open class. That's Equalizer on the far outside. Mean Streak's having a very good run. Equalizer's in a different division, so it's certainly not a problem. This is their first race of 92, and they're currently in first place now in the Open DV division here in New York City. From New York City, it's Bob Gallo's Mean Streak race team. Your first place boat in modified, C39, how sweet it is too. And there's a tough break for In Excess, who is down in the water. They've had a problem. But right now, the story is the hard-charging Carlton Myers C39, How Sweet It Is Too. This 32-foot skater is powered by two 500-horsepower MRD inboard motors with Merc Cruiser outdrives. This boat is owned and driven by Carlton E. Myers of Canada's New York, and Jim McIntyre from Freeport, New York is your throttle man. How sweet it is, too. What more can we say? 1992 has been an exceptionally good year. They've accumulated over 3,000 points in U.S. Offshore, which is the highest points total of anyone in any division in the U.S. Offshore. They're presently first place in the Northeast standings as well as first place in the national standings. This boat is sponsored by Sweeteners Plus Incorporated. Their crew chief is Skip Steinglitz, who's done a great job, and the crew is Kim McIntyre and Ann Coffey. The entire group of these people have really made Carlton Myers How Sweet It Is Too a picture-perfect campaign for 1992, and we look forward to seeing them in Key West. Carlton Myers How Sweet It Is Too. These MRD motors are really doing the job. This boat was race rigged and prepared by Marine Research and Development in New York, and it's really done the job. Carlton Myers, the entire How Sweet It Is Too race crew, and everyone involved has really made a successful campaign. Now we come up on another good boat. Presently running in second place, it's C1, the Rolling Thunder race team. This is a 33-foot Baja catamaran powered by two 525-horsepower Rogers Speed Shop motors with Merc Cruiser outdrives. This boat is owned by Arnold's Yacht Basin of Point Pleasant, New Jersey. Throttling is Rich Dancision of Toms River, New Jersey. David D'Ambrosa from Point Pleasant, New Jersey is driving, and Arnold G. D'Ambrosa from Point Pleasant is your navigator. And there on the outside is the Budweiser race team going by in that open class, trying to close the gap between himself and Gifford Racing Sunoco. They're presently second place in the National Northeast Point standings. A second in Norfolk, second in Newburyport, third in Point Pleasant, first in Montauk, third in Kent Nowes, first in Ocean City, has really put them in a good spot for the Rolling Thunder race team. And they're trailing Carlton Myers How Sweet It Is, who you just saw earlier on, but not by much. And they are holding off. Armed and Dangerous, unfortunately, is already out of the race, as well as the Instigator and Foster's Blue Thunder. So right now, it's basically a two-boat race between Carlton Myers How Sweet It Is Too and David D'Ambrosa in the Rolling Thunder race team. And they would like to extend a very special thanks to the entire crew and also Jenkinson's in Point Pleasant on the beach. Defending champion in the C-Class, Rolling Thunder would really like to repeat here today, but Carlton Myers really has it locked up for sure. But a second place finish here today is certainly good for the Rolling Thunder race team. From New York, it's Arnold's Yacht Basins and Arnold D'Ambrosa's Rolling Thunder race team. Rolling Thunder's had a very successful 92 campaign, and right now they're making the big push to see if they can close the gap between themselves and Carlton Myers, and how sweet it is too. D77, the Instant Therapy race team. This 30-foot Chris Craft is powered by three 2.4 Mercury outboard motors. This boat is owned and driven by William Amadon of Weirs Beach, New Hampshire. Throttling today is Mick Palmerton from Guilford, New Hampshire. And your navigator is Randy Currier from Holderness, New Hampshire. They're presently locked in a very fierce battle with Predator, Obsession. It's very tight right now. Obsession and Predator right there, and they're really trying to make a move right now. Lausnowski's in Extractor is still running very well as Tropic Heat and Predator. But Instant Therapy and Obsession, they're going right at it. Instant Therapy, they would like to thank their sponsors, Squam Lakes Automotive, Harper's Boat Sales and Repairs, Robbins Auto Parts, Lakeside Auto Marine, and Contexture Systems. Presently, they're second place in your national points and third in your Northeast. So Bill Amadon's really doing a fine job here today in the Instant Therapy race team, and would like to wish him all the best here today as we're starting to draw to the closing stages of the race on the Hudson River, the New York National Offshore Championship. It's New Hampshire's own Bill Amadon, Instant Therapy, from running very strong in the Hudson River here in New York City, the Instant Therapy race team. And that was Budweiser who was down. So someone who was running very strong is now out. So that's a big break for Spirit of Norway and Gifford Racing, because Budweiser is now out. But Instant Therapy is still running strong in the Offshore D class. Race team. This is a 32-foot superboat powered by three 2.5 Mercury outboard motors. This boat is owned and throttled by Bill Betts of Greenlawn, New York, and your driver is Larry Betts from Centerport, New York. A very interesting thing has taken place at this point in the race in the Pro Stock division. Tough Enough, who was leading, broke down. Thrasher, who was trailing Tough Enough, overtook them to take first place, but then they had mechanical problems and they broke. Ocean Outboard, then seizing that opportunity, took first place, with Equalizer right now staying with Ocean Outboard, is running in second place, who is ahead of Thrasher but trailing Ocean Outboard. So Ocean Outboard right now is in first place in Pro Stock, with Equalizer in second place. So that's been a very interesting series of events taking place in Pro Stock. And as we are starting to come to the closing stages of the races, that was certainly some very interesting maneuvering for the Equalizer race team to hang in there at this point in the race, and right now be in second place in Pro Stock. And not only are they in second place in Pro Stock, but they're in third place in the Northeast standings. And this boat is rigged by East Coast Marine in New York. So that's a great day of racing for Bill Betts and Larry Betts in the Equalizer race team. It's a father-son team. They've had a good campaign throughout 92, and we really wish them the best here today, as well as in Key West. From New York, it's Bill and Larry Betts, Equalizer race team. With the Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty in the background, the Betts is really putting on a fine show here today in Pro Stock in the Equalizer race team.